This is The Business Experience Show, where we connect those who want to know more about digital marketing, social media, and business strategy with entrepreneurs who are succeeding in today's marketplace. Follow our blog, join our online network, or connect with us at thebusinessexperienceshow.com. And now, your host, Lisa Caprelli.
Welcome. We're delighted to have in studio today Eugenia Kuzmina. She's an actress featured in an upcoming movie starring Bill Murray, Brad Pitt, and Christopher Walken. She's appeared in dozens of covers of magazines. Welcome, Eugenia.
Thank you. I'm really happy to be here.
So tell us your story. How did you get into acting?
I actually grew up in the business. You know, this is the only job that I ever had. I started doing commercials in Russia when I was 6 years old, and then when I was 14 I started doing modeling, and kind of got into acting by accident, but I always was in the show business.
So you were in 6, you had the bug.
Yeah, I had the bug. I kind of got into that by accident. I was an ice skater in Russia, and people just scouted me and said that I could do that. Commercial was for Wrigley's gum, which is an American gum. It was the first, one of the first American products that was advertised in Russia, and I just remember how much I loved that gum. So yeah, I got into business doing commercials. And
so it sounds like you had a good supportive family, because I hear that that's what can help you, you know, have the drive to get into it or be rebellious and say, I'm going to do it anyways. What was your story?
Well, I had to earn my money, you know. I had to work for my family because we had nothing at the time. Russia was going through big crisis from Soviet Union. It was changing, so we had tickets for food. We had absolutely no money, and I was the first earner in my family, so that kind of motivated me.
What kind of education or experience would you recommend to someone who wants to be an actor or actress that has helped you?
I think the most important for actor and model is to know yourself. So whatever you can do in your life, I think you need skills like, you know, if you know psychology, or if you have any skills to do with your hands, just kind of know what you like in life, what you are, and, you know, more about human nature. And of course, the business side of that work, you have to know how to sign your contracts, and I've started doing that since I was a baby. So that, you know, you're
essentially an entrepreneur. It's like your own business.
Yeah, of course. I've been really lucky to work with great people, and I feel a lot of actors, they're directing or writing now at the same time. It changed so much. I just work with Jason Bateman, and he's a great director, you know, and writer and actor, and it's very inspiring to see people who kind of break into everything, you know, who are multitaskers in a way.
And let's talk about that. That's called the Family Fang.
Yes.
And is it comedic?
It is very comedic. It's an incredible movie. I can't wait for it to come out. It's with Nicole Kidman, and Jason plays her brother, so they're main characters, and then it has Christopher Walken and a lot of other great supporting characters. And it was incredible. You know, Jason is such a great actor, director. It was one of the most relaxing times on set. We could do as many takes as we want, and of course, just walking with Christopher didn't feel like you have to do any work, you know. We just.
Who's been one of your favorite actors to play alongside?
I love Kate Hudson. I didn't have a scene with her, but we were in Morocco, and she's incredible. She's not only a beautiful person, she's really free-spirited and just always there. And I think she has such a crispy voice, which is a surprise, you know, for such like a blonde light person. But she's incredible. I love Sharon Stone. I think she's really inspiring as a strong woman. I was really lucky to work with her on Fading Gigolo.
I mean, you pay dues in modeling and work your way up, and now you sort of go back to zero and have to do that whole thing again in Hollywood, right?
It's so true, because it's completely different skills. It's nothing to... Most of models, they would say, okay, I just go into acting and I'm already on such a high level, you know, I don't need to take any classes. And then I was taking classes, acting classes, like anybody who just starts out, and yeah, you start from nothing, and you have to do that. You have to develop skills that, you know, open you up. When, as a model, you kind of always project that perfect image of the product, you know, you advertise things, or it's just always a image of perfection, while as an actor you have to be open and you have to be vulnerable, and it's completely different.
Did some of your background, maybe sports or skating, did skating you had done as a child ever get you like a modeling or acting gig? Because sometimes they say, oh, we need somebody who can ride a horse or somebody who could do this or that. Did that ever take place?
Of course, yeah, of course. They're always looking for a tennis player, or, you know, as a model, of course, you have like a specific character you can always play. And one of my first films was with Elle Fanning and Rodrigo Prieto, who's cinematographer for Wall Street, and he needed a model, but who was really kind of vulnerable and dark, and he needed more personality, you know, to that film. So I was hired as a model first time on my film. And then you grow as a person and you can bring more characters. But I think whatever you have as a person, you have to bring it to acting world, because that's what people are looking for now, especially that realistic thing. And I feel now there's so many blogs and, you know, there's so many personalities that are out there. People are really looking for natural kind of character that you can bring.
And you've got a few other names we have to cover. I mean, Bill Murray.
Oh, yeah.
You rocked the Kazbah with Bill Murray, and directed by Barry Levinson. I mean, huge names. I mean, that's incredible. Tell us a little bit about that.
Barry is an incredible director. He's got so much experience. He's been in this business forever, and it's just so easy to be directed by him because he knows exactly what he wants. And we were shooting at night. It was in Morocco. Everything wasn't as perfect as, you know, shooting on soundstage in Los Angeles. There were a lot of elements, but it was incredible. I had a scene with Danny McBride and Scott Caan, and they stayed with me all night just to shoot the reversal on my scene, which is amazing to see how people can be so supportive. I was a newcomer on set, and, you know, they work together. Usually you work with teams of people on a few films, because it's such a whole experience. And
you say that, and sometimes what would happen is a director or somebody else off camera feeds you the other lines, but you're saying the people that were in the scenes worked off camera to feed you the lines, to give you that chemistry and interaction, and that's...
Yeah, we had to shoot their scene, their, you know, kind of point of view first, and then we shot another scene for Kate Hudson because she had to leave. So Danny wouldn't have to stay for my scene for reversal. I could have talked to the door, which, you know, you have to have that skill as an actor, of course, always be there. But they were so sweet to stay and, you know, stay there for me until 5 o'clock in the morning. So we definitely bonded over that, and I'm really grateful for that experience. I think it's all about, you know, human relationships. And
what are some of your upcoming goals in the next 5 years, or what do you talk about with your husband, who's a producer, like, now I want to do this?
Well, I love comedy. I love comedy so much. I would love to, you know, write maybe something myself, and kind of like Jason Bateman inspired me to always be proactive and write your own roles, because you know yourself so much better, and I think it's great. I have some action films that we're going to shoot in Russia soon, so I hope the situation improves there.
So if people want to find more information about you, where can they go?
They can go on my website, which is www.eugenia-kuzmina.com, or they can just Google my name and they can find it. There's IMDb for all the actors where you can see all the work, and you know, there are different outlets, Instagram and Twitter. So
give us a last piece of advice for a young entrepreneur wanting to grow up and be an actor or actress. What's your piece of advice?
I think always start with the question, what can you bring to people? You know, don't ask, like, I need an agent and anybody to do something for you, but rather create your own work, do whatever you can. There's so many outlets, YouTube, there's Vines, people cast films from Vine. So I would just use media to show what you have, you know, why you're doing this, what is so special about you, figure that out and answer these questions, and you can do it for no budget.
Well, congratulations on your success. I know we'll continue to find you. Of course, you won't have to look far to see more of our guest, Eugenia Kuzmina. Thank you. You're listening to the Business Experience Show.